My name is Michael Schellbach. I am known as the Insurance G. I have been selling health insurance, life insurance, Medicare, and dental over the phone since 2009, and I think with some tricks of the trade, you may be able to save your career. If you listen up, you might learn something. First of all, who I am, my name is Michael. I got my license in 2009. I've been licensed for 12 years or something. My career started selling limited medical plans. This is prior to Obamacare starting, back when people with medical conditions could not get health insurance. My first agency, they specialized in running commercials for people who were ineligible for regular major medical insurance. And me and about another 100 or some odd agents would come in every week and we would sell the hell out of a limited medical plan. Now, I saw a lot of money come in because those policies were very profitable, but I also learned what problems limited medical plans had when it came down to using the insurance and having medical emergencies and all of that craziness. So that was a huge wake-up call. From there, I went to a few other places to see how they sold insurance. Being new to the industry, I didn't really know what I was doing or what was available. Back in 2010, I didn't know the difference between captive and independent. I didn't know that there was an option of getting your own carriers and selling the best options. All I knew is you sat down at a desk, they gave you a script and said, here you go to work. And that was a huge wake-up call, but my understanding and what I've been able to accomplish was very, very easy, but it took a lot of time and a lot of effort. So growing up in Miami, the one thing that I can tell you about me is I'm very, very observant. I've always been very aware of my surroundings, and that pays off as an agent, because if you want to become one of the best, you're going to have to follow the best. So I've worked at offices where I was in the middle of the board, and I see the board and I'm looking at it, and every single week you have the same agent or the same group of agents that are always on the top. So what I eventually did was I swallowed my pride and I went over to them and I asked what they're doing different. Or when everyone was taking break, I would sit next to them and listen, and I would see the difference between what I was doing and what they were doing. And what I would do is I would go home and I would practice, and I would do everything that I can to not be me on the phone, to be them. Because, obviously it's a huge difference in income, and I can teach this. This is something that's not that difficult. So the first thing that you need to understand when you touch a phone is that you need to speak slowly. I don't know about you, but most of us who telesale don't just do it in our backyard. I'm licensed in 15 states. What I hear in Florida, what I hear in Mississippi, they don't really sound the same. So you want to make sure that if you're a fast talker, you don't fast talk over the phone. Because unfortunately, people are going to look at you like you're swindling them, and they're not even going to take a chance and listen to you. Because remember, if you haven't learned this, you only got about 7 to 10 seconds to make an impression over the phone with someone. Otherwise, just like when you get a call from someone you don't want to talk to, they're going to hang up on you. And I can definitely tell you I've been hung up on thousands of times in my life. If you're trying to maybe get hung up on a little bit less, take the lessons. Listen, learn, and you'll get better. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you is the speed of your voice has to be slower. I look at it like it's almost unbearable to speak so slow, but you can tell the other person that you're talking to has a better grasp of what you're saying when you don't speak as quick. You're not going to have as many questions when you're speaking slowly, because they're going to catch everything that you're saying, right? So speed is very important. Second is tone. I feel very, 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 very strong that tone is huge, especially for men. Women, it's a little different because you guys come off as non-aggressive. You guys typically get let into the party a lot easier. Think about it, when you go to the clubs at night, who gets in for free? The women. Everyone wants to be around a woman. So if you sound sweet, when you talk to someone on the phone, it comes across. Men, it's a little different. We have to do what we can to get in that door. The way I was taught, and I really can't even say it anymore because of the way that the world has shifted, but I was taught to act a little bit more feminine, take your tone a little higher, and act like you're very happy. I guess that's the easiest way of saying it without being, and trust me man, it is nothing to do with anything wrong because I love everyone. But that's the way I was taught to sell. Just be a little more flamboyant and you're typically let into the door a little bit easier, right? Once you get into the door, it's all about making a little bit of rapport. You gotta learn about the person you're talking to. Get them to like you. Ask a few questions. Just how's it going? First of all, I know a lot of people that don't like to ask the question, how's your day going? Because they expect a bad answer. You know, there is a solution to this. Basically, it's like this. You ask them how their day's going, but you also answer it. So you say something like, your day's going good, right? Going good? They're always gonna say yes. Having a good day, yeah? Yeah, you having a good day, yeah? They're gonna say, yeah, I'm having a good day. Very rarely do you say something like, Tom? Hey Tom, having a good day, yeah? And he's gonna say, I'm having a shit day. If it happens, say, okay Tom, I'm sorry to bother, have a good day, because he's not buying. But tell them how their day's going. And then after I speak to them for a couple of minutes, I explain my purpose. My purpose is very, very straightforward. I have an approach where I call it the ECE. First you educate. It's a three-step process. It's an education. From the education, it's the choice. And from the choice, it's the enrolling. Now there's a whole picture along with this, but the bottom line is we're gonna go through a three-step process. We're gonna educate you, make sure you understand. We're gonna then go through the policies together, check all your options, make sure that you get the best plan for you, because of course, you're special. What you have, what your neighbor has, they might be completely different, right? And then the most important part of it all is I'm gonna help you with the enrollment. That way we can assure you that there's no hiccups with your application. That makes sense, right? They're always gonna tell you yes. Keep in mind, if you're talking to people who wanna talk to you, you're not gonna have a problem when you try to sell them something, because they want to be sold. Otherwise, they wouldn't be looking for insurance. Keep in mind, I'm not talking to you people that are cold calling people. Obviously, that's a game that I don't do. I don't play the cold calling game. I'm not interested in it. But I know there's money in it, so good luck and make a ton of it. But for people that are looking for insurance, after I get through the explaining of what I'm gonna do, then I'm going to go through a pre-qual. Now, this is something that really will set you apart between the good agents and the great agents, right? The good agents pre-qual. The great agents really pre-qual. They pre-qual and they pre-qual. The really good agents are trying to eliminate problems up front, because what they're not gonna do is waste a half an hour with you and sell you something and then have you say, no, I'm not interested a half hour later. They're gonna pre-qual, they're gonna tie you down. They're gonna make sure that you're buying before they go over the presentation. That's the way that you do it. You make sure that they're buying before the presentation. Otherwise, you run way too many risks of wasting time. And there's one thing that we don't have as salespeople is time to waste. Every time you hang up the phone, if you're on it too long and John next to you sold a deal, that's your deal that he sold. It's your deal. So what you need to do, exactly what I'm telling you. Make sure your tone is right, speak slowly, get your point across. Why you're there, educate, plan choice, enroll. Simple. Make money, right? You love that. It's the whole option, right? Now, this is a very easy process. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out. Again, 15 years of sales experience in the insurance industry for now 12. If you have any questions, again, reach out. Mike Schellbach. Enjoy your day. Take care.